Bonjour à tous, I hope you're well. In this episode, I'm going to tell you everything that I know about the DELF B1 exam, so what the format of the exam is, and that is very important stuff because first, you will be able to practice. I'm going to put a link in the description, a link to the CIEP website. The CIEP organizes the DELF. They are designing the papers for the DELF. So this is not secret of state. You can find the information there. I'm just going to run through this information with you, show you how it works, how the points are given. And that's very important both to be able to practice, but also to be familiar with what is expected from you and so how the assessment is done basically. So if you're interested in taking the test with my husband, this is how the upcoming episodes are going to unfold. So in the episode 3, next episode, I will give my husband, because he took the sample, the test results, and we will correct the listening and the reading components. So you can already print your paper and do these parts. Okay. In episode 4, I will talk about the essay. We will correct his written component, and I will tell him what he needs work on. And in episode 5, I will go in depth about how you are assessed for the oral. I will take the grid, the grid that the examiners have, the jury, and I will run my husband through it, and then he will take the oral test. And in episode 6, that will be the correction of his oral, and I will tell him what he needs to work on. So are you ready to know to find out how the DELF works? Let's go. Okay, so this is a DELF B1 exam paper. This is the sample that you can find on the link that I putting in the description, but it is exactly this type of document that you will get on test day when you show up for the épreuve collective, so the collective test, the one that you take in a room alongside with other candidates, as opposed to the épreuve individuelle, which will be your oral exam that you take one by one. So there are 4 components to the test. There is the compréhension de l'oral, that's the listening. Compréhension des écrits, that's the reading component. La production écrite, which is the writing. Et la production orale, the oral, the interview. Okay? Each of these 4 components is worth 25 points. So the total mark for the DELF is out of 100 points. And to pass the test, to pass the exam, you need at least 50 out of 100. Okay, 50%. But you need at least 5 out of 25 points for each component. If you get a 3 somewhere, it's eliminatory. Okay, you are disqualified, you fail the test. So it's written here, la note minimale par épreuve est 5 sur 25. Et le seuil de réussite pour obtenir le diplôme, to get the diploma, to get the certificate, 50 sur 100. Okay? When you arrive, you need to write your code candidat. So that's the reference that's given to you on the letter that tells you to come and take the test. And you write your name, your family name and first name at the bottom. And you need to follow along the lines. So that's to just for the exam to be anonymous. Okay. Alors. Les épreuves collectives durent 1h55 minutes. The listening, everybody's going to start with the listening, right? you hear, and that's typical, you always hear or listen to the documents twice. Okay, it lasts about 25 minutes. Everybody does it at the same time. You have, by the way, a draft paper, so you can jot down notes on, like if you need to write a number or like take quick notes, and you will also need this draft for the writing. So always 2 listenings, and they are done at the same time. And then you get the rest of the time, which is 45 and 45. So another 90 minutes to do your reading and your writing. So it doesn't need to be 45 minutes and then 45 minutes. If you're done with your reading ahead of time, then it gives you more time to do the writing. Okay, the end time for the test will be written usually on the board by the person who is the surveyor, the supervisor. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you spread your time, but you overall have this duration. Okay, the listening and the reading are pretty easy and straightforward. As you will see here, they are multiple choice questions. So it's really not that difficult, and there's still, if you miss something or you don't understand something, there's a little bit of room for good luck, for chance there. The way that you are assessed is like you can see on the side how many points is each answer worth. So the examiner, it is totally objective. There's no subjectivity from the jury. You get the point or you don't get the point. Okay. So the listening is usually it's about 2 documents, can be 2 conversations or a radio program. Is it like 1, 2, 3? See here, it's a radio. You have also a conversation. Voila. And the reading, you will have also 2 exercises normally. Yes, so one is like short articles here. They are like reviews of restaurants and multiple choice questions. And here there is a longer like article that comes from the internet with a few questions to validate your comprehension of the reading. So it's pretty easy. Actually, there's a third one here. Yes, there's a third one. A quick note and edit here, by the way. This paper only had multiple choice questions, but it's not the case for all exam papers, as you will see in sample 2, exam sample number 2, that we will probably do later with my husband. I was also surprised, thinking, oh, did the exam format changed? Because it didn't used to be like that. So after double checking, it is not indeed. So we're talking about this exam paper. Sometimes you have to answer true or false or simple questions, giving an information about a number or a date or a reason. Or sometimes you have to fill simple tables. So we'll come to that later in the next. And then you have the writing. So for the writing, we expect you to give a personal point of view on a general topic. So it's not very specialized, it's not too tricky, all right? It can be writing a little essay, writing a little article, or typically a letter or an email, all right? And for this, you need to write at least 160 words. Use the draft paper, please use it. Don't write straight away there. You need to organize your thoughts first, and you need to structure your essay or whatever you need to write properly, and make sure you have enough time to write it here, because your draft paper will not be accepted, will not be corrected, and enough time to proofread what you've written. So about proofreading, I have a proofreading checklist on my website. It's a document that you can download and print, and it is free. So there's absolutely no reason not to go check it out. I'm adding the link in the description. If every time you write a piece of paper, an article, a letter, like anything that you write in French, if every time you take the proofreading checklist, you will put in place like good habits to systematically look for like the agreements of every adjective, and check the form of your verb. And so there's a whole range of things that you need to be able to check, and you just get into the habit of doing this. Good habits means good result for your test. So use this checklist, please. And you write the number of words at the end of your essay. There's roughly, as an indication, depends on how you write, but usually it's about 10 words per line. But please write the word count here. In the assessment grid for the writing, which I have here, I'm not going to go through it all now. You can actually find it on so the same link with the exam paper that I sent you in grille d'évaluation production écrite. So this is the document. It's a bit more subjective than the listening and the reading components, obviously, but it's going to be corrected by two people, like two juries, two examiners, all right? And they will agree on the mark. So that means you won't be, you say, sacked, or like you won't be the victim of a bad mood or a very strict examiner. Okay, there's like a safety net here. And we examiners, I say we because I've already been an examiner like in the past for this exam, use this grid to mark the candidate. So just as a quick run through, like here, talking about the length, if your essay is too short, we will take off up to 1 point to the criteria that marks the length of the essay. So you want me to show this to you to see what the different components are? So here is overall the your piece of writing. Did you stay in the topic? Like, did you abide, like say, follow or answered to what was asked from you? So no off topic, and you also write the right length of essay. Like, it can't be 10 lines long. That's not possible. Okay. So that's up to 2 points here. Your capacity to present facts, or just describe facts, events, or experiences. I don't know if, for example, you needed to write a postcard about your last holidays, but just being able to say, like, indeed, a few activities that you did, give some experiences, like add some examples, all right, put it in time, so maybe use like yesterday, or last night, or 2 days ago, or we arrived on Monday, or I don't know, where you are, etc. If you can express your thought and give your opinion, so yeah, using things like it was wonderful, it's very interesting, I enjoyed that, or I didn't, or I disagreed with that person. Voilà. Cohérence and cohesion is if you use if you're able to structure your essay well, so you can say first, then, and finally, or on the one hand, on the other hand, or just use simple connecting words like however, or and also in addition to this, things like that. So it's short, it's simple, and just the essay needs to flow well. The ideas need to flow well. You can't jump from one idea to the other in a completely disorganized way, just like you do in life. Otherwise, no one can follow what you're doing. And then you have up to 2, 4, 6 points that would be given to you for everything that has to do with the vocabulary. So your vocab range, if you use only a very limited amount of words and they're very basic words like c'est très bien, c'est très joli, c'est très intéressant, c'était bien, that's quite boring to read, and that doesn't show that you know a lot of words. So you need to be able to express yourself on a topic of everyday life, very common topic. There's no trap, nothing too specific or specialized. And if needed, you can use périphrase. So périphrase is a way around saying something. If you don't know a word, you can use several words to try to explain your idea. Okay. Maîtrise du vocabulaire et de l'orthographe lexicale. So this is l'orthographe lexicale is your spelling, punctuation, and la mise en page, that's the layout. So maybe organize your essay into small paragraphs, are correct enough or good enough to be able to be followed easily most of the time. So you're not aiming for perfection. You need to be understandable, and we roughly need to be able to see where you're going. We need to be able to read and understand you, because your spelling needs to be relatively good. Maîtrise du vocabulaire, I skipped that one a little bit. Sometimes you can make serious mistakes when you need to express a more complex thought. Maybe you can use you may have used the wrong word. Sometimes you may have used a faux ami. So these types of mistakes are still acceptable at this level. So that was for the spelling and the range of vocab that you're using. And you have up to 6 points as well out of the 25 of the exam. That is about your grammar. So nothing too complex. You need to have a good structure of simple sentences and the most common complex sentences with occasional mistakes, choices of tenses and moods. So that's for your verbs. I have written an ebook about how to choose the right tense and mood in French. I'll put the link in the description as well. So that's where it comes handy, this resource. You need to show a good handling of your verb uses, but influences of your mother tongue are allowed. Sometimes there may be mistakes, and we can see where they're coming from, and we can guess that you're thinking from English or from another language. So again, mistakes are still acceptable to a certain degree. And la morphosyntax is so when you make the agreements, like the gender and the number, so masculine or feminine, singular or plural. Do you put these marks at the ends of the nouns and at the ends of the adjectives, do you use the right pronouns, so direct, indirect pronouns, place pronouns, quantity pronouns, stress pronouns, reflexive pronouns. I've done a whole series about pronouns in my French Away podcast. I'll add them to the description as well. If you need to brush up, that would be a good time to do that. Voila, so that's roughly what is expected from you for the essay. Again, so I'm just checking that I haven't forgotten anything that I wanted to tell you. No, I think that's fine. So again, in the next episode, I will announce the test result to my husband because he already took the test, and we will go through the listening and the reading correction. He may have some questions for me. He made a few mistakes here and there, so we'll go over this. And in episode 4, I will correct his essay, and I invite you to also do the essay, write your essay. If you have a teacher or a tutor, you can ask them to correct it for you and use the official exam assessment grid. If you don't have someone to do this, or if you want me to do this, I can do this. I will also put the link in the description to my essay correction, and so you can send me your essay and I will give you my feedback, and I can also give you the mark that you would, like the score that you would have had for the B1 exam. All right, I hope this helps. See you in the next episode, and start working on your exam paper if you want to. Merci, à bientôt.